All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. I'm sorry I sound like shit. I'm probably going to be on mute a lot. Been packing up a lung, but I'm all right. That being said, I'm going to throw it over to Matt, RTT. Sir, if you would, start us off right.
All right. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. Alan, what's going on, brother?
Unmute.
Trying to, but for some reason, having technical difficulties. But anywho, had a busy week. Got the Let Freedom Ring video in the can, but so far we'll see over here who says YouTube says at least who's in the room. Fuzzfork 8, Edward Petty. He say Ozzy is out there. Tim S, the YouTube auditor, got 2 for you. Yep. Pony 47 was out there. Chico Wise chirping in. We got Redbird 491 chirping in. How's it going, Redbird? Hope everything's going good your way. Said Rich White, Big Al. Reloader 762 was out there. Yep, you got a few people jumping in. Good to see everybody. Good to see Gizzard Gary, Jason Stewart, D-Dub, Armament and Axis, Keith Gregory out there. Man, still lots of people coming out tonight.
Awesome. Daniel, what's going on, man?
Well, let's see here. It's been like this. July must be going to be a really good month. My wife made the mistake of giving me an extra $1,000 in my allowance, and Finn had a sale going on some Blazer 9mm, so I picked up a case. And who would have thunk a year and a half ago today that $16.99 a box of 59mm for Full Metal Jackets would be a good price? And that was for the 124 grain, and the 115 grain was $15.99 a box. Who would have thunk it? And hello, everybody in the side chat.
All right. Hot Pot, what you up to, man?
Well, at the moment, I'm putting a red dot on a slide, but hey, everybody on the panel, side chat, great to be here. Thanks for the invite. Always appreciate it. Had a good week. Had a really good USPSA shoot today. Very, very satisfied with it. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Our nation's independence. Whoop. That's all I got.
Right on. Off in the corner with the light starting to dwindle. RTT Matt. Hey, looks like you're in your outdoor studio, sir.
You got it. I'm out here in the middle of the desert. We're shooting videos today. Broke my good camera. I can buy a new camera now. Got a lap full of freedom here, ready to shoot the Star Spangled Banner if the opportunity arises. And that's about it. Got a whole table of freedom behind me. Happy 4th of July.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That is absolutely awesome. What a great way to spend the 4th weekend. Yeah, I went out today actually to film my Let Freedom Ring video, and got all the bags, got all the ammo, got the ear pro, got the eye pro, got everything out there, and realized I don't have a tripod. I mean, I felt so entirely amateur. It's not, definitely not the first time I've forgotten a tripod, but typically it's attached to a different range bag that I normally bring with me. But I didn't end up bringing that bag with me, and thought to myself, "Oh, don't forget the tripod." Only about 8 times. So luckily, I do most of my filming with my phone, so at least I still had a camera to make the Let Freedom Ring video.
I
It's
noticed
been
you
worse.
got your freedom shirt on, which for those of you that may not recognize that shirt, someone passed out in that shirt.
It is a very, very comfortable shirt. And yes, I believe the last time that I was seen in this shirt, I had my head back. I didn't have any hair. And I was passed the fuck out. But that's what happens when you drink a fifth of Double Oaked Crown in less than 2 hours. Or at least to me. Some people can still sing It's Beatsy Spider, but not I. Not I.
Hey, you put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah, it just seemed like an absolutely phenomenal weekend to be getting out, doing some shooting and whatnot. And I ended up doing a bunch of shooting, just not on camera. Speaking about on camera, someone that is currently getting on camera, Mr. J586. We'll let him get his ducks in a row before we see what's going on with him there. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of Second Amendment news coming out right now. It's being bombarded up one side, down the other. Does it surprise anybody that when the Supreme Court makes a judgment that is basically against New York State, and think of the decision as you wish with the Supreme Court justice on that, judges on that, but when they go against something that New York State wants to do, 5 minutes later they announce to the media, "Oh, no big deal. We got ways to work around that." And they are already on it. Like, what has it been, a week?
Well, what was it? At midnight, right after the Supreme Court let out for their break or whatever, that they turned around and passed it up. New law for the state. The whole state's what, a gun-free zone?
Yeah, that's the basic premise. Is what they're gonna. Oh well, we know that, and they said exactly what they were gonna do. Well, you can't carry your weapon into sensitive areas. You can't carry them into government buildings. Can't carry them into the post office. Can't carry them into the hospitals. Blah 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 blah. We're just gonna make so many places sensitive areas that it will be impossible for you to get anywhere with carrying a weapon.
Well, and if the business doesn't have a sign posted and you carry there, then you're breaking the law, according to them. The business has to have a sign posted stating that it's perfectly okay for you to carry your weapon on the premises. If they don't have that posted, it's technically illegal based on their new law.
That's backassery.
Right?
What would you expect from a liberal state?
it is literally and entirely ass backwards. It just it's amazing because they know the state knows that they can't go after every one of these little tiny laws. And that's what it was this was just a small thing. This wasn't a huge win for 2A. I don't know why people were rejoicing so damn much. It wasn't a huge win for 2A. It just said, oh, okay, well, these people, okay, they're allowed now. And so, yeah, our May issue is still, we may issue it. They don't have to issue shit.
Yeah. So there is actually a link in the description if you guys wouldn't mind checking that out. Read the story. But we had a veteran pass away here not too long ago, unexpectedly, and just some funds trying to be raised for his family to help his family out. So if you would check that out, and if you can, help out.
Chico ain't wrong.
Oh yeah, nope, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, how they think that this is going to decrease crime, and they're already one of the extremists when it comes to anti-gun. They are one of the major extremists in the country, but yet they still have all these insane numbers.
I still say
blaming on everything else.
I still say we cut off California and cut off New York and just split them away from America. Let them have they want to have a fucked up state. Let them have a fucked up state. Let them be their own. Let them be their own little fucking thing on their own.
And the northern part of Illinois too. There's Mock. What's up, my buddy? Well, I hope everybody's had a good weekend so far and ready to celebrate tomorrow. I've been dealing with chores, man. I'm telling you guys, especially you guys that are married, don't let your wives know if you have an off day, because they will fill it up for you in a heartbeat.
Thank God I'm not married. I got enough to do on my own.
Well, what happens when you totally retire? You know, so every day's an off day.
And you got
every day is a honey-do day.
Yeah, you got a list from now on, my brother. So I'm getting ready to go to the range to make my Let Freedom Ring video, and the washer don't work.
Well, tell her to get off the couch and get back to work.
And I go on YouTube, watch some videos, see how to fix this thing, right? All these guys are talking this, that, and the other. I'm doing what they're trying to tell me, and it don't work. I run up on this video of a housewife. She's got 3 little kids screaming around her, and she's like, I bought this washer from Craigslist for $50, and it don't work. But I got a new timer for it because you can hear it grinding when she turned the timer. She told me what to do, and it worked perfect first time. I ain't kidding, y'all. I ain't kidding you. But did get some work done on some bullet casting molds. That's a good idea, Ozzy. So, Alan, did I hear right that the current administration has ordered Lake City not to sell their ammunition to the general public. Have y'all heard that? Is that, or did I just dream that?
I've seen bits and pieces, but I keep hearing that it's BS also.
Yeah, and so the way the story goes is Lake City is actually still owned by the Army. It is run and operated by private contractors. So what it does is Lake City is approximately 30% of all 5.56 that's sold in the U.S. They produce it. And so what it is when the military says, okay, we want this much, everything past that is your guys to do with whatever as you wish. And so that's where they can start selling to the private industry. And so it came down the pipeline that they weren't they were no longer able to do that, that they were going to be manufacturing for the military and the military only, period. But it doesn't make much sense at all, because that is the entire incentive for these contractors to be running the facility. That's the only reason. That's the only thing they get out of it. So if that's the case, then who the fuck's going to run the facility? It makes no sense. Now, I've heard rumors that it isn't true. I have more of a tendency to believe that it is true. I originally heard it from Jared. It got passed along before he actually made a Guns and Gadgets, before he made a video on it. So, yeah, I have it. Yeah, Lake City's current percentage sold is less than 3%. Well, I've heard different numbers, but
You know, in the end product, they're probably making more money off that 3% off the general public than they do through the military contract for the other 97%.
Well, no. The government believes in spending money. Trust me. I was in the Navy during the days that I was ordered to remove those $600 ashtrays out of the aircraft.
Well, you got to remember too, a lot of these guys making these videos are doing it for views. So they're gonna say whatever to try and get the views. Look at the titles and stuff they put out there.
Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube gun news. When I do, it's usually like Reno Bay. He's pretty straightforward, and if something's wrong, he retracts it like nearly immediately. Where a lot of these other channels tend to embellish, and maybe not intentionally, but it's always gun apocalypse. You know, every news story is gun apocalypse, and it gets a little old. It gets a little old. Some of the titles are very misleading. Some of the video titles are very misleading. I'm not saying one channel in particular. Some of the titles are very misleading. And I got kind of tired of, hey, the Supreme Court made this ruling, really? And I clicked the link, and the whole video is about, well, if the Supreme Court makes a ruling in 9 months on something, it's like, no, that's not what your title said. That's not at all what your title said. Your title said Supreme Court ruling is best for 2A or something like that. It's like, okay, what was the Supreme Court ruling? Well, it's not. It's something that may happen sometime in the near future. And I just got tired of clicking on videos like that. So I honestly, unless it's a massive deal, I tend to not hear much about gun control, like gun control anymore, because I got so tired of these hacks. It's one of the reasons why I stopped doing 2A news stuff like I was a decade ago, was because it got saturated with people that embellish so much. It's like, I don't even want to be part of that. I don't want to be in the same sentence as those people.
It's just clickbait.
Rich Wright reminded me the contractors at Lake City is actually a bunch of people from Winchester. It's actually Winchester that's operating Lake City. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that and Winchester came out and said, no, those reports are false.
Yeah, again, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that they'll see a story and jump on it and just say whatever the hell they want to say to try and get people to watch it.
Fuzz, not everybody reloads, man. Excuse me. There you go, Fuzz.
That was a good one, Jamie.
Hey.
My wife don't like to shoot.
Hey, Jamie, why don't you just take that dishwasher outside to your shooting range, and you can do your Let Freedom Ring video and fix that dishwasher all in the same video.
And then I can go my butt to Lowe's and buy a new one, right?
And wait 6 months for one to come in. And then you can do like I do. Wash them with the wash rag and some Dawn dish soap.
It's the clothes washer. That's not an option.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got to go to Wayne's Wholesale Washer Outlet there.
Yeah.
You know, the WWW.
Do you live near a creek or a body of water?
I have one in the backyard when it rains good.
There you go. Just get a good rock and go out there and beat them clothes against it.
Well, there you go. And guys, I didn't mean to hit a nerve about the Lake City thing, but my wife don't like to shoot because she don't like the percussion, that feel, that. And I'm like, dang, baby, that's why I shoot. I love that. So,
All right, so here's one for you. The Biden administration is spending $1 billion to correct racist highway names.
what?
$1 billion to correct racist highway names.
Oh, jeez. Those damn numbers, I'm telling you, they're racist.
I hope they change my street.
Racist.
It's 3rd Street. It's an uneven number.
Hold on, it gets better though. Wait till you hear this. Such as highways that were built by bulldozing black communities. So they're going after the black vote again.
They have to.
That's all it is. But they're spending $1 billion on it.
And let me say why that is. And I need to try to be politically correct, but
No, you don't.
what is happening is they're letting so many Mexicans, South Americans come in and they think that, well, if we're letting them in, they're going to vote for us. And they do until they get over here, they get educated, and they're not stupid. They're wising up, and you're seeing a lot of the Hispanic vote is going conservative. A lot of it.
I love seeing what happened down in South Texas with that lady.
Tell us more.
Lady that just got into the Senate. The
Okay.
Mexican lady. She was brought here as a child, earned her citizenship, and now she is in the Senate or the Congress. She got elected to an official position, and she said the same thing. She said, they're smart. They're not stupid. They're seeing what's happened to them, and they're wising up. I guess this seat had been held for over 100 years by a Democrat.
Yeah. I think November is really going to be a big shakeup there for the Democrat Party.
They're already bracing for it. They know it, Daniel. They know what's coming.
But how
Well,
much crap?
So President Biden, Sniffer Joe himself, comes out on the media, like pleading with gas station owners. Oh, please drop the prices. You're gouging Americans and blah, 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 blah. Blaming the private owners of fuel stations for the fuel prices. Who is he trying to fool here? Who is he really trying to fool here? Is he trying to fool actual Americans that know what the hell's going on? Is he, or just the idiots that think, oh, well, yeah, Biden's doing everything he can? What the fuck?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw or not, but J.P. Morgan came out with a report that price of oil could go up to $380 a barrel within the next year.
Wasn't it about a month ago Biden put out in a speech said if gas prices going up is good, that way people will buy more e-cars and bikes?
They've already came out on TV and said it's the liberal agenda. The new liberal world order. They've said it multiple times.
I like how it's gas prices are going up, so you should buy electric cars, while simultaneously saying don't use your air conditioner in order to make it easier on the electric grid.
I was in a couple places that had the TV going here this last weekend, and I was seeing the things on the bottom streamer coming up about these tree huggers wanting everybody to boycott fireworks because of the carbon emissions. They want everyone to go out with glow sticks. These people are insane.
I'm not going to a rave. I'm celebrating the 4th of July.
So the one good thing that I have seen that came out this past week was the U.S. Supreme Court did go ahead and say that the EPA has no authority to regulate over. So the EPA has been shut down as far as a lot of what they're trying to do when it comes to that. So that should help.
Regulate what? Anything and everything?
Yeah, they've been told they don't have the authority to do so. They have to go through Congress in order to regulate. They cannot regulate without going through Congress.
Oh, good. They can buy my friends their farm back. I had some friends, the EPA, they were digging out peat moss off their farm and selling it, and they lost their whole farm because the EPA went in and shut them down because they were digging up peat moss.
So you guys,
That's insane, Daniel.
Yo, Matt.
you guys want to hear some before I go off camera to do some shooting? Want to hear some almost surreal news, some surreal information? So you guys know that a certain journalist has come out with my group a couple times in the last 5 years and done little specials on us on CNN. You guys know about that. I know some of you do. Am I coming through?
Move closer to the
just-
mic.
Just barely. Wind noise is drowning you out a little bit.
Oh, okay. How about now?
That's better.
All right. So this left-wing journalist made a Facebook post about the Roe v. Wade thing and said it's time to rise up. This is tyranny, which isn't bad enough. She also got a hold of me to ask if I would teach her how to use an AR-15 so she could teach a group of women to rise up against what's going on.
So did you tell her yes and invite her on over so there was a shooting accident?
She has not answered me since I clarified. So I've had people on the right also ask me to take them into my group and to do dumb shit. And I won't train anybody that is openly saying, I want to go commit violence. I don't care what side of the political structure you're on. But I find it amusing that the left has been screaming insurrection since January 6th, and yet a high-profile left-wing journalist has contacted me in order to train her specifically for an insurrection.
Have you saved these emails?
Everything is screenshot, and it was all text. It was so the text is saved. The screenshot of her Facebook post saying it's time to rise up has been saved, and yeah, I just don't know what to do with it yet.
I know exactly what to do with it. You turn it into the FBI.
The FBI is not going to do anything with the FBI.
Yeah, once you do it, then you make a video, and YouTube will suppress it, so they can be implemented also.
Because
Oh yeah, that's kind of that's an eerie red flag.
You think?
Yeah.
I think that's a credible threat of violence against the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And
Burn her to the ground. Burn her to the ground.
Yeah.
And then take a shot back to the ashes. And then throw them in the dump.
No, you put them in the ashes in their urinal and piss on them.
and I was perfectly willing before she said that. I was perfectly willing to say, yeah, come on out to Arizona. I'll teach you anything you want to know. You know, I very much follow the Constitution, and no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, you're still the people, and you still have the right to own to bear arms. So I don't care who you are. I'll teach you how to use a gun. I don't give a shit who you are. But once you say I'm going to use it for a specific purpose of violence against X, Y, Z people, no, that's not happening. I'm not going to be implicated in that. And no.
How about Homeland Security? What do you think they would do about it?
I don't know. I had somebody at work say find a fairly solid right-wing senator to give the information to.
Okay, Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan,
He's a congressman. Is he a congressman or senator? I think he's a congressman
Congress,
right now.
Congress. Jim
But-
Jordan of Ohio will
Yeah.
throw that into the fan.
Yep. You got his contact info there, Hot Pot?
I can get it. I don't have it at the moment. I'm on the stream.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
because
sure.
I was saying because if you live in his district, then you can get the email through. If you live outside of his district, it won't take your emails.
Oh, well.
No, you get because he is a high profile congressman, and I knew of him when I was like a junior in high school. I mean, him and his brother have 8 state titles between the two of them in wrestling. And I was highly into wrestling back then, but he's a stand-up guy, and he will fan the flames and get the publicity that deserves, and maybe will force Homeland Security and the FBI to do their job.
I believe he is in my district, actually, because I do vote for him. He's actually from the same town I'm from, Troy, Ohio.
Okay.
Yep, Republican Ohio 4th District. That's my district.
Yeah.
I will get it. I will get his contact info.
He's got 2 sons. I think his brother's got 2 sons, and only one of them lost a state championship once. They don't mess around.
So I did see this too. UPS is not going to deliver firearm parts anymore. So if you order something and it says UPS, don't order it that way because it will not arrive. They said they will destroy them.
Now, what that appears to be is them singling out particular companies. And, well, if UPS is canceling their accounts, any packages that they've got in their system, they've still got to process. They cannot destroy those packages. It doesn't matter what they think is in them and what they don't think is in them. You can if they want to get their claims department more flooded than it always is, because I deal with them on a regular basis, they'll even contemplate doing that. Is just absolutely insane. But yeah, the reports are that Brownells and Ghost Firearms have both gotten their UPS accounts yanked because now UPS thinks they're not going to ship gun parts that are legal to ship anyway. So yeah. That's on the supplier. That's not on the transporter. The transporter has nothing to do with it. The transporter gets told what the product is.
If they destroy something that's a legally sold product and it's in their system, they go ahead and destroy it. Isn't that interfering with legal commerce?
Yeah, absolutely. But the only recourse is that anybody that ordered something and their package never shows up, or it's damaged, anything else, those people are going to have to file claims specifically against UPS on each one of their packages.
I'm just saying that's interfering with legal commerce, and that's a federal offense. But hey, yeah, the left obeying laws. Who would have thought?
Hey, Matt, I just looked it up, and I attempted to start to send an email, and it started to go through because he is in my district. So if you'd like to forward any information to me at my email, reloadingfromthehotpot@gmail.com, I will be glad to pass things along.
I will do that. I don't think the FBI will do anything. There's no recourse. There's no way to prove that they did or didn't do anything, that they received it or not received it. And we know that the FBI, ATF, IRS, and everybody else, all the other three-letter agencies, are all controlled by the left. So I don't know that the FBI will do anything.
Well, I'll say this. Look at all the stuff that happens all the time. All these fucking shootings that go on. They knew about the shooter a year beforehand or 2 years beforehand and did fuck all. So this particular person hasn't even touched a firearm yet. So what are they going to do about that? Probably fuck all.
Well, if you give it to somebody like Mr. Jordan, I think he'll raise a stink about it at least bring it to light.
Yeah, if it gets brought to light before, maybe it'll prevent it from fruition.
Yes.
I will say Jim Jordan is one of the few that are actually fighting for us.
I think he's one of the few politicians I actually enjoy watching because he just doesn't back down.
Well, he's got too much self-confidence. The guy is tough. I mean, physically and mentally tough.
I'm going to shoot a gun
Pew pew.
because freedom.
Keep blowing the smoke. Did you guys see what my nephew got me? Did everybody see that video? That decanter set? That was, man, that made me glow. He is such a good guy, man. Military vet. Heart of gold. Great dad. Fantastic husband. And then he jumps off and does something like that for scrounging me.
I thought that was pretty nice, man.
Sure surprised me. Opened my door and had a package there. I'm like, what? I ain't order anything. I put gas in my car. I can't afford nothing.
It's like when I bought that case of 9mm. It said I saved $60. Heck, that's about almost a half a tank of gas. You guys are quiet.
Either that or one good dinner at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, you know where that ends up going. Might as well have you some ghetto steak. You all know what ghetto steak is, right? Bologna.
I live out here in the country.
Bologna.
Oh,
bologna.
fried bologna.
That's ghetto
that's
steak, baby.
That's a hillbilly steak.
Thick cut bologna.
Melt some Velveeta cheese on that. Oh,
Isn't that just spam?
Nothing better than a piece of thick cut bologna right on the burner. Because you can't afford hot potatoes.
I have definitely heated up a hot dog on a fork over a burner. I'll tell you that.
We got about 41 watching right now, so I will throw out again. There is a link in the description, guys. If you would check that link, if you can help out, I would appreciate it.
Hot Pot, you got a girl there whispering sweet nothings in your ear.
She just talks to herself.
No, I was singing.
She's very low maintenance.
So
singing the
get
baloney song.
this one. California accidentally posted its entire database of concealed carry permit holders.
Whoops.
Oh, it wasn't an
Yeah,
accident.
but extreme doxing, and I don't understand how all that was just like, oh yeah, it came out and swept it under the rug. Of course you didn't hear about it in the national media hardly at all, if you did. But you know, if you've got different permits, your name and address and phone number and everything was disclosed about all those people.
It's amazing how it only happens. Like that happened in, I think it was New York a couple of years ago, not California. Like that never happens in like Florida or Arizona or Vermont or any gun-friendly states. It's amazing how it only accidentally happens in highly liberal areas.
Well, and of course, this happens right after a Supreme Court ruling on New York. So magically, it's supposed to be all anonymous so that people can see how many have in the counties and so on and so forth. But accidentally slipped all the information out there.
Yeah, accidentally on purpose.
Yeah.
What's California and New York going to do when all the people that are conservatives move out, and then there's nobody working?
California's answer to that problem is to tax you when you leave the state.
Oh, New York's done the same thing. They tax people who try to sell their homes and stuff, then move out. Yeah, they got a move out tax too. That's wrong. I'm going to shut up now.
I sort of wonder, maybe this doesn't fit into what I'm thinking, but when they tried to ban M855, pretty much the thing that stopped it was common use. You know, you can't ban things that are common. You know, as far as firearms go, you can't ban things that are common. You can't ban ammo that's common. That was one of the things that stopped it. I kind of wonder how many states would have, because we're over 50% now, how many states would have to go constitutional carry before somehow or another there's legislation wrote up that constitutional carry is common enough that it's national law.
That's very interesting.
Well, and there's another group of people out there that have that same line of thinking, and it's the people trying to legalize marijuana. How many states do we need to get before the federal government finally says, "Oh, fuck it, it's legal"? But there's the only thing that involves marijuana on the Constitution is the paper that it's written on. It's written on hemp paper. But other than that, there's nothing at all that says that, you know, marijuana is a right.
Well, I think that's the difference in two arguments right there. One is outlined as a protected right, you know, shall not be infringed, the right to keep and bear arms. my opinion on smoking pot one way or the other, legalization doesn't mean anything. But I think that's probably the biggest deciding factor is it's a controlled substance right now, so it would have to come off that list first, or it could be federally legalized, and it's not outlined as a protected right like keeping and bearing arms. So I think with the Second Amendment, with history and tradition, as outlined by the Supreme Court recently, and if we get enough states that are constitutional carry, maybe 2/3 or something like that, I just wonder, I don't even know if it would fall into that category, but that the Supreme Court would come out and say constitutional carry is the law of the land. I don't know.
Well, Alan, if you look at the states that have legal marijuana usage, whether it's recreational or medical, they're all democratically ran states. So it's, it's that do what I say, not as I do rule.
So I threw a poll out there to see what you guys think. We got half the viewers so far voted, so go let us know what you think.
I'm on my phone. I can't see it. What's the poll? What is it?
Exactly your question. How many states do we need? So I asked 25, 35, or more. So right now the average is people saying about 35.
I'd say that's probably about right.
And get past constitutional carry, just get the suppressors, full automatic.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said in a post on the community page, the community tab the other day. I also said it on Facebook. Was that I found it odd, number one, that the Supreme Court used history and tradition as their guideline, yet also said that certain regulations like licensing is still allowed, where licensing is what's licensing? 40 years old, 30 years old, something like that. Nowhere near a long enough stretch for history and tradition to take notice. And every major gun control piece of legislation, going back to the NFA, is only 88 years old. The first 158 years of the country, there was virtually no laws in regards to firearms. So history and tradition would dictate that there would also be no licensing, no NFA, and as many of us have said for a long time, all gun laws therefore are unconstitutional.
I just know that our enemies are laughing their asses off at us. China, Russia. It's now what you got the woke military. They're training the woke people now. And they're teaching woke classes. If you know anybody that's gotten out of the military in the last 6 months to a year, ask them. And why they got out.
Did you see that video, the pronoun video that the Navy put out?
No.
No? Oh my God, dude! You're on Facebook, right?
No, I don't do Facebook. Can't stand it.
I'll see if I can send it to you. I posted it on my Facebook page. Basically saying I'm ashamed to have ever been in the Navy. It's ridiculous. I will send you the pronoun training video that the U.S. Navy put out. It's sickening.
about 20 years ago, I was sitting there in Navy housing, and this whole Keith Meinhold thing was going on. This was at All Woodby Island, and I was stationed there. And that's when they started, okay, we're going to get rid of the don't ask, don't tell thing. But I just told him, said, hey, within 10 years, they're going to have a full rights and privileges to live in base housing, to get base housing too. So I told him then, this is what's coming down the road. And don't get me wrong, I've known a lot of gays while I was in the military. And they're just like anybody else. Some people, they're great people, and other people are just like anybody else. They're asses. They're asinine because they want to be militant. I just don't think the government belongs in the bedroom whatsoever.
So as far as the poll goes, 45% of our viewers think we need at least 35 states.
Okay, so now we have to go through the 26 states. I think it's 26 or 27, but I know it's at least 26. The 26 states that currently have constitutional carry. And what would it take for the next 9 to be 35? And do we have those states? I mean, there's certain states that'll never do it, like New York and California, New Jersey. But would Colorado someday do it, or New Mexico, or something like that? I don't think Florida's done it yet, have they? Yeah, Florida has it. So, do we have the 9 states that we could reasonably consider that they would ever go constitutional carry? Like I said, there's ones that obviously will never do that. Hawaii, California, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, things like that. In Illinois, they'll never, ever, ever consider it. But Pennsylvania has almost passed it more than once. So possibly Pennsylvania someday. Florida, who else? That's 2. That's 2 potentials. Who else that doesn't have it currently that may someday do it down the road, especially depending on the elections?
And I think we have a lot of other states that would. It's just depending on some of the governors. Some of the governors out there are still no bend either which way, depending on what's going to get them to vote. Alan, we're about halfway. You want to run through the side chat, brother?
Absolutely. It's rocking out there, man. Some great conversation out there. Abigail, Annalie Brown, Big Al, D-Dub's still out there. Fuzz Fork. He say James Pollard, Reloader 762, the stalker himself, Tactical Fudd, Vanessa Kitty, Walter Davis. Yeah, it is still absolutely rocking. G23 out there. Yeah, it's rolling over there. Good to see that. Good to see.
I want to take time to say hello to all the side chat. I'm on my phone too, so I can't see what they're doing out there, but I really appreciate them being here.
Walter Davis, glad you stopped in. Good, thank you. Have yourself a good and safe Independence Day.
Reloader 762 just sent me a message on Discord saying that the White House backed down on that overflow ammo from Lake City. Can't be sold. So, yeah. Pretty cool. And I don't know about y'all, but we had very good church service this morning. Our pastor was in a very patriotic mood, and he kind of got on the Supreme Court decisions lately, and was very glad, very proud of those, particularly two decisions. Um, and I don't know about how y'all feel about this, that, or the other. And Surrender brought up a good point on our show Friday night. We'll talk about that in a minute. But just how much of those two decisions from the Supreme Court how much has that made you really appreciate Independence Day this year? It's certainly making me feel more free, more independent.
For me, it doesn't change a damn thing. I just still don't put my weight into government, because the fact of the matter is the Supreme Court should be going with the Constitution, not with their own political views, their own political agendas. The Constitution is very, very clear on the Second Amendment, extremely so. I mean, it was the one amendment that was written over and over and over in order to make it as clear as possible. And we still had justices that opposed the decision simply because, well, they're leftist.
So I'm happy about the decision. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for the people that they have their rights afforded to them a little bit more easily, which is kind of makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit that I had to say it that way. But it's I think they were good decisions, but equally terrifying, because we have seen, much like you just said, Alan, what becomes partisan. It only takes a couple unelected people. That's the key point. It takes a couple unelected people that do nothing to serve you or me. They are not put in place by the general public. It only takes a couple unelected people like that. Rights are either there. I mean, I understand our rights can't be taken from us physically, but legally, it sucks that can happen. But just like that, your rights are gone, or your rights are there. And I think these decisions, Roe v. Wade, the 2A decisions, in the past, other decisions that maybe didn't go our way the way we would have wanted them to. It just shows that how fast unelected people can fuck your life up.
I'm just glad right now that we have the majority of conservative judges in, and not the liberal agenda that want to trample all over the Constitution. I'm thankful that we got 5 judges in there that read the Constitution and they're sticking by it.
That is what they're supposed to do. They take an oath to uphold the Constitution. So anything they do that goes against the Constitution, doesn't that become a dereliction of duty?
In my opinion, it wholly does.
That's not an opinion. That becomes a fact.
I think we can say that across the board. Hopefully the wind's not too much. I'm trying to talk loudly. It's getting kind of windy. But we can say that across the board, even about local, state police. I mean, they take that same oath and routinely trample rights by color of law. I mean, just because something's a law, they'll go through with it. And even though, name the gun law, I think we all agree that all gun laws are unconstitutional. It's across the board. Senators, congressmen, police, judges. half the circuit courts, all that, they all take the same oath, and routinely, just like brushing your teeth, they don't care. They just trample all over it.
Well, law enforcement, the only top dog that's elected is the sheriff. District attorneys, definitely pay attention when there's people running for district attorney in your area and find out their history and how they are. If they're someone that wants to go by the Constitution and law.
There's very fewer of district attorneys actually do their job.
They're all a bunch of used car salesmen.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, they've got they're trying to set a record for themselves for later in life. An ADA or a DA, their main job, their only job is to win cases. Period. It doesn't matter if someone's guilty, innocent. It doesn't matter. It's all about a statistic, and so that later on that statistic can be used in their career.
I just look at these liberal DAs like the ones in California and places that are not going after people that are right there caught on camera breaking the law. I mean, how about all these riots around Berkeley and all that stuff? They're not going after these people and prosecuting. Then they go out and want to defund the police. It's insanity. That's all I'm saying. It's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't come across anybody that has been a DA or an ADA, and they just stood up for what was right or stood up for the proper laws given to us in the or abiding by constitutional law. No, it doesn't matter to them. It really doesn't. It is strictly all about you get that win. Period. They will take any step that they can. Some of them are just filthy as fucking hell, and some of them have even been caught fabricating evidence, creating evidence. So, yeah, if it was truly and if it's truly all about that, why not go after those people? Because those are the same people that voted them into that position. That's their target demographic. So no, they're not going to go after those people. Those people are who's going to vote them into a Congress seat.
I'm just starting to read Vanessa's stuff here. What the heck's going on? Oh, okay. I see right there. Yeah, incidences like what Vanessa's talking about, that's going to get a whole lot of police action real quick. Is that what you guys were reading? Why it went quiet all that time?
Is that
what is that?
Bologna there, Jamie?
It looked like a dead mouse.
Caramel brownies. I love you guys, no homo, but caramel brownies don't last long here when the stepson's here.
Glad to hear that. That looked like a fried rat or chipmunk or something. The sun's glaring in here, so I can't see very well.
Jamie's been talking to Mario quite a bit. I can hear that when he says no homo.
Along with Scotsman's little survey that he put out, I just want to know how all these politicians that go in and get like a $60,000 and $80,000, and the top ones, what, senators, is that $260,000 a year? And they all, when they leave office, are multimillionaires.
See, this is the thing. They get that for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the raver himself. Roll call. What's up, roll call? No, can't hear you. You have to use sign language. Cannot hear you. No,
Your
you're
lips
not
are
muted.
moving, but we cannot hear what's coming out of your mouth.
Try that button on the top row.
Nah, you're not muted. You're just still so some minor difficulty from roll call. For some reason his mic is not picking him up.
I ran into that before, and that's usually that mute mic on the top row of the keyboard.
No, he wasn't muted. He just
Now, is that better? Can you hear me now?
yes, now we can, sir.
Well, that's StreamYard. That's not me. I'm on my phone, though, so it could be. But I'm blaming it on the duck. Blame it on the duck all the time. So what, you guys need me to come in here and bitch and complain? Is that why the Scotsman sent me a link? Bitch and complain about stuff?
Well, we've been bitching and complaining most of the show.
Oh yeah? What are you guys griping about now?
Oh, ranting and raving about everything and anything. The
Shit.
how the Supreme Court decisions should have been decisions need to be made on basis of the Constitution and nothing else, being how that's their job.
Oh yeah. I mean, you gotta look at it, man. A lot of these kids nowadays, man, they don't understand who Clarence Thomas is. I think the majority of us on the panel have been around long enough to understand Clarence Thomas and his rulings. I mean, let me get this out of the way first. Look, I don't agree with everything they do. I think lifelong positions in government, I think that's bad. I don't think anybody should have lifelong positions in government, as stated by George Washington. You know, government is not a job; it's a duty. It's a duty to be of service to the republic. It's not here to profitize and profiteer off the citizens of this country. It's to put a big standing of momentum to the rest of the world. And we're not doing that. We haven't been doing that for decades. I mean, let's get that out of the way. But I mean, this is one of the most monumental rulings since 2008, which was the Heller decision. So, I mean, we're winning, and I want to stress this. I don't know how many kids that you have that watch your stuff, the young kids, you know, the 18, 19, 21-year-olds, and in that category of viewership, I just have a bunch of old farts that watch me, but I love those guys anyway. But they need to get involved. They need to get involved. This is a collective. I don't care how we get there. We don't have to be in lockstep. I don't have to like your procedures of where we want to get to, and that's the full installation of our constitutional rights and especially our gun rights. I mean, they're always looking to supersede our rights one way or the other, whether it's our 4th Amendment or whether it's our 14th Amendment. They're always trying to skip and dodge the question that we should have these rights. These aren't granted by these people. These people have no authority to tell us what we can and cannot do. I had an interesting argument with some chump on Facebook who was trying to tell me that well-regulated means it's a governance by the government. And I said, now put this into perspective. If that's the point you're going to have about well-regulated in the Constitution, in the Second Amendment, let alone, why would the founding fathers ever have the government regulate the populace after they just fought a brutal war to overthrow a government? Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. Therefore, when they were reading the Constitution, it starts out we the people, because we are the militia. We are the protectors of this country. The founding fathers never wanted a standing army. As much as I can brag about my military service and all that crap, you know what? I don't care to have one, because look what it's being used for. It's being used to police the world. That's not what it was supposed to be intended for way back before we were twinkles in our dad's eyes. So, I mean, the constitutionality of things have kind of shifted, and they've shifted in a good way and a bad way. And we have to take the good with the ugly. I mean, what's going to be next? You know, they're probably already running around trying, especially New York. I've already seen a couple of articles on that, trying to catch around it, just like Texas did with what are the signs? Anybody in Texas? What are those signs? The 30-06 or whatever they are, 30-5 or whatever. They're already instituting that here in Indiana, where we have constitutional carry. And I'd say to these people, you don't have pro-gun places around your area. Like my place is pro-gun where I work. Guess what? There's another store in the area that's pro-gun where I work. Go to the pro-gun places and spend your money. I mean, is it that hard to stick a pistol in your pocket? I mean, with the technology, we're in the best age of firearms. Stick it in your pocket. If you're going to wear it on your hip, reach for stuff on the other with the other arm. And if you're concealing it, I mean, who are these people to tell us what we can and cannot do? I'm tired of it. When we tell them this is what we want, what do? They send billions overseas. They institute loose borders. They institute, trading, insider trading, where they don't even get, where they would get Martha Stewart and throw her in the clink, or any one of us on the panel, but yet it gives them the right to go over there. I just seen a senator buy $500,000 in commodities. Why do you think he bought $500,000 in corn and soybeans? Why do you think that? Because he knows these people have been inciting trading ever since they passed that law, which stated that they could do it. But when we tell them they can't do it, they do it anyways. Become ungovernable is what I'm saying. Until these people are gone, and don't fall for the Boberts and the MTGs, and look at Madison Cawthorn. Everybody loved that guy until he started dressing up in lingerie and getting his ass spanked. I mean, for Christ's sake, these people are weird. They're weirdos. They're all weirdos. I mean, I'm weird in my own way. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I like, anchovies on my pizza. I guess that's weird in some cases. But I'm not dressing up having people spank my butt on camera and saying this is jokes and fiddles, or I'm not going to privatized islands where child rapists are among the children. I'm not doing that kind of stuff, and these people are. We've become ungovernable right now. Am I saying do this for the rest of your life? No. But do it in the meantime. Don't put up with their shit anymore. I mean, have you seen, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, the twatter, but have you seen FPC posts? They are really sticking it to the politicians in every little piece of legislation that they're trying to pass. And that's how we should be. We have to be stern. I'm tired of pussyfooting around with these people. They're not listening. They're not doing what we're supposed to do. I mean, what if we really just stop paying taxes? How do you think they would feel if we stopped paying taxes? Well, if the founding fathers did it. They threw a bunch of tea in the Boston Harbor because of taxation without representation. I don't want my tax dollars to go to Ukraine. I'd rather have my tax dollars go to the homeless, to catch somebody that's fallen into the fentanyl prescription of death. I'm more intrigued of treating those concerns than people halfway across the world. There's a reason why the Czechs instituted a Second Amendment in their constitution that they rewritten. It's not exactly the Second Amendment, but it tells the people to have guns in their homes, to become the militia. And that's what we've always been. And these people want to change that perspective that daddy government and Sniffy McGee, we have to depend on these people to be human beings. And it's not like that. It hasn't been like that for the majority of my life, where I had to depend on the government to put food in my mouth and money in my pocket. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Become ungovernable. Don't listen to these people.
That first half of the first sentence in the Second Amendment about guaranteeing a state and having a well-regulated militia, that's talking about each individual state of having a national guard, a reserve, a military, where they regulate it to make sure that they're not going to go in and overthrow that state. And then the second sentence is the individuals, my and your right to have firearms, to make the government fear us. And that's what the founding fathers put that there, to ensure that the government always fears the people, so they stay the people's servant.
Well, see, that's the problem in that, because the National Guard is now weaponized. It's weaponized against the populace.
They made it the National Guard instead of the state. It used to be each individual state.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you roll call 219 for president.
No, I don't want to be a president. I want to be a free man. I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of the NFA stuff.
See, here's the thing, dude. I know the first act you would do as president is say, fuck it. I disband all government.
Well, not the whole entire government. I believe in government. It's a necessary evil, but it's too big. Dude, the government is taking in more than what it's, or less than what it's, or more. They're taking in less than what they're spending. They are out of control. And did you see California's thing? Their solution to gas prices is to inject $1,000 per person. How is that going to help inflation when you're just giving more money to be out there in the populace?
Well, I don't know if you saw it earlier, but we were talking, and the Biden administration solution is to spend $100 billion on getting rid of racist highways.
Dude, exactly. Dude, they're spending our money at a rapid pace, and it's not going to what people want. If people want clean and safe abortions, why don't we put money towards that instead of giving it to people halfway across the world? Why don't we develop mental health system? I mean, we got rid of all the loony bins, and now all the loonies are doing loony stuff again. I mean, obviously that worked to a certain extent, for Christ's sake. I mean, we could be doing so much more for this country. Whether you agree with some of the things that I've said or whether you disagree, you should agree that America should be first and foremost. What did they teach me? When I got in trouble, I had to go to these classes for booze. And they said the number one thing in this class, the number one thing you should take away is you cannot help anybody if you can't help yourself first. And I've lived that way ever since then. I said, that makes a lot of sense. With the problems that I had when I was younger, I couldn't help anybody. Granted, I probably made the situation a little bit worse. So why don't we take those steps as a country and help the people in this country first instead of helping everybody else? Now, granted, I feel sorry for the people in the Ukraine. I don't stand with their government one bit. I think they're corrupt and a bunch of weirdos. But those people are suffering when they don't have to suffer. This is another stint of the military-industrial complex. All the boomer generations, all they ever wanted to do back in the 80s, back in the Reagan eras, was stomp the Soviet Union out. That's what they wanted. This is where they're trying to capitalize on that. And I'm looking at this like, you know what? We're living back in the 80s now. Instead of racing to the moon, we're racing to which country is going to get invaded. At this point, I spent 3 years of my life in a country where people didn't want me, and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do because my hands were tied to help these people get on their feet. And lo and behold, they don't want to do it. But guess what Joe Biden did? He sure in the hell gave them aid. He gave Taliban a bunch of money. Well, how much did he give them people? $100 million, $250 million in foreign aid or whatever he did to help them out? Man, forget those people. You know what you do? You go knock on Syria's door. You go knock on Turkey's door. You go knock on somebody in the region, somewhere in the region, and you knock on their door and say, look, these people need a handout. We're busy. That's what you
But
tell me.
that's not about that. It's about how they can launder their money. That's all it's about.
And I don't put it past them, Scotsman, because you know what? In this day and age, when people are more concerned about who's pooping on Johnny Depp's bed than their constitutional rights being taken away, I mean, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up, man. You
No,
can't.
you cannot, and that's the thing, dude. And you're 100%. You're 100% They keep spending all this money. They keep sending overseas. They keep sending their troops overseas. Keep sending their people into conflicts they should not be involved in. Period.
Yeah, we have no dealings with Ukraine, and you know what? A lot of people are like, "Oh, we got to help these guys. We got to help them. Oh, send them this." Well, how did they get here? Why don't we go back to the root of the problem? The root of the problem was the prior administrations coaxing these people to give up their nuclear weapons. A lot of people don't understand. That's where Chernobyl is. Chernobyl's over there in that area. So they struck a deal like, look, we'll help you out, and we'll shield you from the oppression of Europe if you give up your nuclear weapons. Well, they gave up their nuclear weapons, and Putin's like, game on. Now they can't threaten me with anything because their military's weak and their population is weak. So what are they going to do? They're going to steamroll them. And who's been backing them? We've been backing them. This is the first time Germany's ever committed to it. I mean, look at Switzerland and Finland. These people have been neutral since World War I and II. And now they're talking about joining NATO? Come on.
See, this is the thing, man. It's one huge big distraction. That's all it is. It's one huge big distraction from everything else that they're doing. So that, look over here while we do this.
Oh man, it's the best magician trick that I've ever seen. And you know what's even sadder? People think that this is real, that this is what it is. This is what it's about. And all it is, it's an illusion. It's an illusion to get you to think one way while they're doing something else. I mean, how many omnibus bills did we see that passed that were millions of pages long? I'm exaggerating on that, but I mean, as thick as, 25 dictionaries. And all it was frivolous spending. It never solved the root of a problem. I mean, I'll give credit where credit is due. With Reagan said about how many words it was. I'm the government. I'm here to help. Yada yada yada, and it's true. But this is our own demise as a population who never paid attention.
And that's the problem. The population got comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And the population was conditioned to be this way.
Yeah, and after I told this other guy where to go and where to stick it, well, I had a fellow gun owner, on them talking about this, that. I said, look, Trump had the White House, he had the Senate, and he had the House, and he passed more anti-gun legislation than Obama did. I said, so don't give me this stuff about Democrats doing this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, we had our opportunities. We all sat on our hands and we sniffed Trump's butt. You know what I'm saying? We thought he was going to be great, the greatest thing. And look at him. He couldn't shut his mouth. And look at the debacle he's in. So don't be trusting these people. They're million and billionaires. I've said this and I'll say it again. Until the blue-collared person, the me's, the you's, and the people out in the chat start taking hold of government and start whipping it back into shape, we'll always have this million and billionaire mentality. And if they're not million and billionaires, they will be when they leave office.
Well, and I've had the unpopular opinion too, because people, even people out here in the side chat sometimes don't like the fact that I question Trump. I really question it. And, there's a lot of things he did that was great for the country. But was it, again, done on purpose to get you comfortable, to get you conditioned, to get you to do this and do that? I don't know. I have a strong belief it's a good possibility.
Dude, I don't trust that man. Dude, look, I mean, for all these people that are, I'm not trying to pick on them because they do have good intentions. People, even some of the people that do like Trump, and don't follow it like some of these people do, but they have good intentions. But they forget what he did on the East Coast with hotels. He forgot about bankrupting the casino eras over there. They forget about the millions of dollars he embezzled and the cheap labor and the things that he's done across his life. I mean, go on YouTube, look up Donald Trump and what he says about Hillary Clinton. He said Hillary Clinton's a strong lady. She's great. She's a great wife. She's everything. I love her. Oh, I'd vote for her. Blah, blah, blah. That's him. And that's how every politician is. They will say the nicest things to you, about you on TV, but in the back door of a room, they will cuss and swear up and down that you are the biggest piece of poop on this earth. And it's the truth.
Yeah, and so is every salesman under the sun. So is every businessman under the sun. Just cutthroat as they can possibly be. They're going to take advantage of any aspect that they can take advantage of. And that's precisely what Trump was. He wasn't a career politician at all. I'm not a fan of the things that he did for against the Second Amendment. There's a lot of things business-wise that I think he did good for our country. But he was like, whenever Second Amendment was brought up, other than when he was campaigning, he was against it. He was against it. Just take it without due process. No, fuck that. And so but there was other aspects of things that the guy did as president that I think were actually good for the country. The current president, on the other hand, nothing the fucking man has done has been good for the country.
Oh, and I totally agree, man. And what these Trump people need to understand is he sat next to Wayne LaPierre and said he was a great guy. He's awesome. This is Wayne LaPierre, the guy that has been stealing your membership money for decades and spending it on himself, spending it on lavish parties. And he's saying this guy is a great guy. When people start saying this guy's a great guy, like Tulsi Gabbard, everybody's on this Tulsi Gabbard thing. I'm like, have you guys seen her TikTok stuff? Have you seen her on other platforms? I'm like, she'll say something on Fox News, but she'll do a 380 on these other platforms. And you're like, whoa. I thought you were pro-gun. No, she still wants buyback programs. She doesn't want to confiscate, but she wants to buy back something she never owned, nor the government did. I mean, she's the same boat. Her, Dan Crenshaw, the little beagle's barking. Her, Dan Crenshaw, Pete Buttigieg, all these guys, they were all brought up in this young politicians society where they put these people in groups and meetings and they taught them how to be politicians. Go look it up. This is no lie. I thought it was a lie. And then I looked it up, and when I got the information, I said, son of a bitch, we got duped again. You know, a sucker's born every minute, as they say. You know, I mean, fool me once.
Like for me, man, you know, when Trump first came out and stuff, you know, it was questionable. It's always been questionable to me. And I'm not a fan of any fucking politician, period. I'm really not. There are a few out here that actually seem to fight first, like Jim Jordan and a few others, but there's not many. There's very, very, very few. Let me clarify that. There's very, very few. But everyone was all pro-Trump, this, that, the other. And then he gets in office and, you know, he starts stroking the pen, which, you know, that's fine. He's got the right to do so, whatever. But then it's, well, we're going to take this from you. We're going to take that from you. And people are like, well, it's all right. He's giving us this. He's giving us that. Like, there's no give and take. It's, dude, we have the right to have whatever the fuck we want. You don't get to fucking pick and choose what we want.
Oh, it's like my senator here, Todd Young. And I'm telling you, man, Todd Young signed on to that bill that Sleepy Joe signed, and that's going to do nothing. And I called his office. I commented on every piece of social media that man was associated with and said, this will do nothing. There's already laws on the books for the stuff that he's going to sign. You have to enforce. What is it? You're strengthening the law. What was wrong with the old law? It was called catch the criminal. That's how that law was work. That's
exactly it.
Make new ones.
They always blame the tool instead of blaming the criminal.
Well, see, over there across the pond, they had that shooting, right? So I was like, ban malls. And they're like, oh, that's not fair, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, it's the mall's fault. It's the mall's fault because it's a gun-free zone and a bunch of people congregated there and they had an opportunity to put people in the position to hurt others, ban malls. Well, the mall didn't do anything. I said, now you understand. Welcome to the party of gun owners. It's never the gun's fault. It's the person behind the firearm. It's always been that way, but they demonize it like these things are weapons of war. That's what we hear. Weapons of war. I got tough news for you liberal people, you far leftists, and you stupid politicians. Every gun is made off of a gun of war. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the 1911. Shit, if they learned about trench shotguns in World War I and II and how Germany sued the United States because they were so fearful of a trench shotgun, man, God, they would ban shotguns. Joe Biden would be eating his words yet again about 2 blasts off his porch.
Well, you know, he's talking. He said before the Second Amendment never said you can have cannons. Bullshit. It says I can have a fucking tank if I want to.
Yeah, I read this article where the Union Army, well, they didn't ask him. They basically told this dude, give us your cannon. We need this cannon to win this war. So he took the cannons. So you could have a cannon. What does that say?
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, God.
More propaganda for you.
Jesus
Yeah, that's horrible.
Christ. He is so similar to the founding fathers. Yeah, okay.
Good. We'll start calling them
Yeah,
slaves.
because they were born about the same.
By definition of age and senileness, because that's about all I can say.
He was born about the same time, I think.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
Right.
Muppet motherfucker.
The media is brainwashed. I mean, there's the America's great propaganda, the left's propaganda machine.
I've said it before, and I've said it many times, and I'll keep on saying it. You say the lie enough, you'll believe it.
Oh yeah, man. That and what sucks is that these kids are just eating it up, man. This is Saturday morning cartoons, man. They are eating this stuff up. They are sitting down, they are watching it. And then when anybody ever gives me some bullshit from the Giffords Foundation or any one of these people, I tell them exactly what I think about the Giffords Foundation because they always go off those numbers for gun violence. And I'm telling you, I told this kid that was come to the gun counter the other day. Well, they had this finding. I said, show me this finding. Show me what you're and I'm going to tell you how. I said, the Giffords Foundation is nothing but a bunch of anti-gunners. That lady was shot in the head, and she was, which is bad enough. But yet, she is somebody who strives because she was a victim. But again, she doesn't want to carry a gun because you're a victim. You had people with guns around you, good guys, remember, good guys with a gun, and they didn't protect you.
And we've talked about this in the past, man, about how, we had a school shooting back home years and years and years ago, and overnight they took our guns. Well, our knife laws are insane at this point, too, back home. And so, but here, the thing with that is so we have stupid, insane knife laws. We have stupid, insane gun laws. But there's still shootings, and people still get stabbed. So, what is the accomplishment? Absolutely fuck all.
Well,
I try to explain that to people that we have some of the strictest gun laws back home. We have some of the strictest knife laws back home, but people still get stabbed. People still get shot. And when someone doesn't have that available to them, guess what? There's beer bottles. There's all kinds of other fucking shit available.
Britain, Australia, the burglaries that they're using is knives and clubs. They're still breaking the law.
Yeah, man. I mean, criminals are going to criminal, man. I mean, for people that know who I am on the chat, man, I was robbed at gunpoint right in front of my house, about 30 feet, 40 feet from my house. Robbed at gunpoint, had revolver stuff in my head. There's nobody around. I mean, I guess until people start totally victimized, they understand. And so, I mean, I think If these people didn't have, secure locations where they go and do their stuff, and it was just willy nilly, people can come and go as they please, and nobody has to show a badge, or they lived in some of the areas that the other populace lives in there, I think they would change their tune, especially if they became a victim. That was the second time I was robbed. The first time was, you just got knocked out. They just took your stuff, so they didn't really have nothing to do. But this, this is the second time being a victim of this kind of crime.
You're
And I'll tell you,
you're breaking up pretty bad.
well, that's
Yeah, you're roboting out pretty bad, roll call.
Uh-oh. Well, my neighbor's going to start the boat. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. He's got his boat going. He's going fishing. I wish I was going fishing. Bye,
Great
guys.
seeing you, brother.
Later.
See you, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the raver himself, roll call.
If you don't know him, please go check him out. He's a good fucking dude.
I was going to say the first thing he needs to do is move, and the second thing he needs to do is find out who's Netflixing him and knocking him off.
I think the first thing he needs to do is take a breath of air, man.
Rocco doesn't breathe. Rocco doesn't breathe.
No, roll call in the Senate would be like the king of filibusters.
I think roll call going up against Howard Stern on the radio would actually be a good competition. Get She Fires there as the background, where he talks back and forth there. Yeah.
Man, what a day.
You got that clothes washer fixed yet, Jamie?
No, but I have repaired the timer. So the problem is that this was not being held firmly against the plate that holds it, and some of the notches were broken. So I built me up some posts to be able to screw it in. But y'all know as well as I do, it's JB Weld, which works pretty good, but the first time wife gets mad and punches it again, it's gone again.
So you made the wife mad and she punched the timer on the washing machine.
Who said I made the wife mad?
Well, why else would she punch the washing machine?
It's my fault, Daniel. Is that what you're
Exactly. It's always the guy's fault. I'm glad you can understand that.
Okay. So if it's our fault that it's broke, then invariably we need to be the one that fixes it.
Yeah, it's called manning up.
So why did I have to fix her brakes when she's the only one that drives the car?
Because it's cheaper for you to fix the brakes on the car instead of paying $500 to $600 to a mechanic just to do the front end of the brakes.
Man, those parts are getting outrageous. Brake parts. I couldn't find the spark plug on the washing machine, Fuzz.
We know she married you for the beard, but she married you also so you could do her brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if she doesn't find you handsome, at least she finds you handy.
You can spend the big bucks to have somebody else fix them, or you can just spend the money yourself and pay the parts and save the labor. Then use that money to buy more bullets and more guns that you got to sneak past her. That when she catches you, she gets mad and punches the washing machine and breaks the timer.
It's a vicious circle. Stop the world and let me step off.
Yeah,
There you go.
every man just has this goal in life to do nothing. That's why we have jobs. That's why we work as hard as we do, so that at some point we can sit and do nothing. Women, on the other hand, seem to be motivated by something completely and entirely different. They've always got to find something to do, which is why they get so pissed off if they see their man sitting doing nothing. You know, we actually as men will weaponize knowledge, and act like, okay, well, we're idiots and we don't know how to do this, and that way we don't have to do anything. This is the reason why men don't like drama, because what is drama? Drama is making something out of nothing, you know. And so what do we do about it? Okay, well, we got to fix it. That way we fix it and it's nothing again.
It's all about peace and quiet.
And the end result is, do you know why men usually die 10 years before their wife?
I do. Because they want to.
Exactly.
Because they take 20 years off your life for everything you gotta fucking fix.
No, we
Right.
choose to.
It's like, why are you just sitting there? Are you going to do anything today? I'm busy doing these chores and you're doing nothing but sitting there. I'm busy, woman. I'm drinking this beer and I'm watching this ball game. I'm busy. Typical man. I know.
This is Sunday. It's a day of rest.
It is a day of rest, yet still. I'm
Yeah,
working on
and this is why men should take Saturday and Sunday off, because God took one day off. I mean, we're only human. So we need to.
Technically, we're in his image, so, you know.
Not technically. We were created in the image.
We should take 2 days off just to, you know, recover better.
Yeah.
We gotta put up with a lot of shit.
You know what usually happens to those people that work 7 days a week?
They end up looking like me.
No, they die very fast. They have
Their
very
goal-
short lives.
Their goal is to retire rich and young, but that's not generally what happens.
Yeah.
So I want to tell Anna Lee and Abigail and well, I think I already did. The YouTube video I found that actually told me how to fix the washer was a woman doing the repair. But I already said that at the very beginning. I know, Fuzz. She'd send me to the laundry.
Oh, you know what'll make you fix that washing machine real fast? One trip to the laundromat and see how much money you put out just to do a load of drawers.
Yeah, you better take $20 worth of quarters.
Yeah.
Or do they have them that take your debit card now, which like everything else?
Oh, I seen that. I had to go there a couple years ago, and you had to go into their website with your debit card, and they would take only X amount of money out, but it was always more than what you would spend. So they got you coming in going.
Abigail, I don't know what snapbacks are, but she did have on a flannel shirt. And she had little kids running around raising all kind of noise and stuff.
Plus, women are expensive. I mean, you can't buy yourself a gun without having to buy her one too.
Oh,
Idaho, what you're saying is you bought her a gun already because she technically claimed that one.
in Idaho, you're doomed, dude. My wife now has her own gun safe.
Yeah, it's a big safe. I've seen it.
Yeah. And she's got goat stickers on it.
It's probably got more guns in it than yours does, huh, Daniel?
She's got more pistols than me now.
She's getting up there.
I
And,
know.
and she still makes me keep her jewelry in my safe.
Of course, because if her safe goes boom, then it's safe in yours.
She still hasn't learned how to like do that hand combination yet.
Every now and then it'll get me. Took me a while to get that one down.
It's this push button stuff, electric stuff is like too easy to get into.
Well, I don't do that stuff, but it took me a minute because we never had that back home. We never had those, so I've never had to deal with that before. Like even on padlocks and shit like that, we never had that. It was all key lock.
So none of you guys have a safe that has the combination, electronic?
No,
Oh, my wife's has the electronic. Mine's a dial.
mine's a dial. I'd rather have the dial.
I'd
have
rather
to
have
look
the
it up.
dial, but the one that I have offsite is electronic. I don't actually have technically in this place. I don't actually have a safe. I have a gun cabinet that's bolted to the floor and the wall behind it. It wouldn't help anything in a fire, but offsite, my safe does have the electronic lock.
You know, I just thought of something. I've got to find out where the battery goes and maybe change the battery every once in a while on this thing.
Yeah.
What do you
Look
have?
it up
a
on
Liber-
YouTube how to change a battery. You'll
What do you
find
have?
it.
A Liberty?
I think it is. I'll have to go in there and see.
All right. Well, we can talk about it after. I can walk you through it. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they last an umpteenth amount of time, but you should have a safety key lock anyway.
Well, the electronics always have a key just in case.
Mine does, at least.
Oh, baseball caps with the snap on the back. That's what she's talking about. Snapbacks. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we used to call them those same thing. Oh, we called snapbacks something completely different in junior high.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Whack! Oh man, it make them girls so angry.
Yep, and you only did it to the ones you liked.
Thanks, Chico.
Yeah, Chico's right. That's not hard, man.
Is it like a 9-volt square battery or is it one of those little bitty ones?
Should be a square battery if I should be
And
if
I
I remember right.
I did not get a key, so
You should have a key.
I inherited it.
How to make the wife
You can
mad.
call Liberty and there's a serial number on the back, and they'll send you a key.
Okay.
When the Scotsman's Chrono 9-volt battery goes dead, steal the battery out of the wife's keypad on her safe.
Well, we need a new chrono anyway. That chrono's fuck.
Oh, you only hit the rod.
No,
Somebody's-
it's not giving us proper numbers, dipshit.
No, everything you shoot's the same speed.
Yeah, it's not giving us right numbers, so
You're-
we gotta get a new one.
So
Well,
Vanessa wants to know if we
What-
think electronic storage is safe in a vehicle.
Well, it depends what you mean, Vanessa. Do you mean like if you're going somewhere and just temporary, or are you talking about leaving overnight? Because generally, if I'm going somewhere, I'll take my guns with me wherever I'm going. I'm not gonna leave them in the car.
But what if they got a metal detector where you're going? Then you got to leave it in the car.
Well, that's what I'm asking specifically. What she mean?
Key lock combo and biometric.
The biometric
So
safes
if I'm-
are okay.
If I'm leaving a truck gun in the vehicle, yeah, I would absolutely do it, especially if it's not hardwired into the auto electric system. It has its own electronic system, but again, it's got to have a backup to where it's a key. But yeah, if I plan on leaving a gun in the car at all times, or just having a security box, I've done that before too. That was combination driven, just not electronic. I would have actually preferred to have the electronic just because it's faster.
No. Do what I do? Seat covers. Put seat covers in all your vehicles, and when you gotta leave your gun in the car, slide it under the seat cover on the passenger side. Because how many people jack in a car sit down on the passenger side? Nobody.
She's saying she's got to leave it locked in storage. So yeah, I get the electronic safes are good. Make sure it's got the key lock as well, just in case the battery does die. But they're decent.
Yeah.
You're going to spend some decent money on a good one, but you're going to be $250, $300 for a good one. But spend the money. Don't slack on it.
Scotsman, do you know a few years ago they outlawed it here in Ohio that you can't have a hidden compartment in your vehicle to store your gun in?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they passed a law that you can't modify your car to have a hidden compartment to keep your gun in. Now
Well,
that is ignorant.
Well, technically, no, a constitutional carry, that really doesn't fucking matter.
So that law's now out of the book. Good
That's
from
technically
Well,
null. That's technically null and
in
void because constitutional carry overrides that.
In Ohio, does your constitutional carry affect your concealed carry rights, though?
Now
No.
you can do both.
You can do.
Keep your-
There's the only thing that essentially changed is we don't have to inform. Before we had the duty to inform, we no longer have the duty to inform. The only time that we have to is if they actually go ahead and say that they are pulling you over or whatever for suspicion of a crime. They actually have to have that intent of that before they can question you. You do not have to inform otherwise.
So
Like,
is
if they pull-
speeding a crime?
If they pull you over for a speeding ticket, you don't have to inform them. There's got to be something where they technically need to search the vehicle or they want to search the vehicle, something like that. They have to have probable cause to do so. And at that point, you have to inform. Otherwise, you don't have to inform. Whereas before, it used to be they pull you over, you have to inform.
I think all cops here pretty much assume there's a gun either on the person or in the car.
But I've always said it, and even now with constitutional carry, I still say it doesn't matter. You get pulled over for whatever fucking stupid reason, Just let them know regardless.
Yeah.
It is just common courtesy. You know, you're being respectful of them. They should be respectful to you.
That's generally what I do is I keep my driver's license and my carry license in the same slot of my wallet. So I hand them both.
Yep. And when I was in Georgia, I did the same thing. Yep.
So
Dave's out there burning himself out.
whoa, yeah, I bet you are, man.
9, 12-hour days. Yep.
Sound like he needs a hot bath and a hot toddy.
Sounds like he needs to smoke something good. I know they're changing the laws even more out there in Washington too. They're getting fucked up more out there as well.
They are.
Oh,
They added
Jamie.
They added something else this past week. I forget what the fuck it was.
So, Jamie, it's July. Deer season's coming up in a couple of months. You got anything tied up to a tree yet?
Nope, I don't have any cameras out yet, but I need to get. I only got one, and I'll probably get it out here before the end of the month. Get a couple of feeders out as well.
Oh, in Idaho, you got to be careful too, man. I saw one trucker got pulled over. I forget what state it was in, but he had a concealed gun on him, and he got in big trouble.
That was the kid I know. And that was in New York.
No. Trucker.
Well, he was in a truck hauling a bulldozer.
No. This was in the past week.
Oh, damn. Was he in New York?
No, I forget which state it was. It wasn't New York. It was somewhere else. But he was a long haul trucker, and he got pulled over, and he had a gun on him, and he got in big trouble for it.
That day.
There you go, Dave.
Man, I don't know that ours are even. I have not seen a buck. I've seen our babies hit, or our babies are hitting the ground now, and started about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, same here.
So what do you think? Do we need to get rid of Abigail's Ranch? Not only did she go replace bourbon, she went ahead and said Irish and whiskey and spelled whiskey with the American spelling.
Yeah, I saw that. I kind of debated on if I was going to remove it or not. I like Abigail. I let it slide.
Well, but the damning thing is her last name. She should know better.
She should know better.
And coming from me, the guy that can't spell anything worth a crap. Because I don't have to. I'm retired. I don't care.
It's funny. I'm always fixing people's spelling at work.
I used to run quality assurance and have to correct everybody's reports and kick it back to them. The red pencil. The red pen.
Well, we got the big whiteboard, and they got to, if there's problems throughout the night or whatever, you got to write up what the problems are. And every frickin' buddy spells something wrong. So I'm always up there looking at it and correcting it before the fucking meeting in the mornings. But I call them out and everything, just, because I can.
So, Tarragami is that way at my work as well. I work for a school system, so there's no way I can carry at work. But if they went through the parking lot, they wouldn't have any employees left. I hate to break it to them, but yeah.
Finnegan. Well, that's Irish.
Yeah.
She's blaming it on the Scotsmans and Canadians.
Oh,
Hey.
no, now she says she's dyslexic. Well, the Irish are fucked up, so it's all right. We'll let it slide this time.
It never ends, Alan.
Just don't.
I know. Why can't we just get along, right?
Okay, let's quit picking on Vanessa. Oh, wait a minute. No, let's start picking on Vanessa.
Well,
Stop picking on
okay,
Abigail.
Vanessa, I'd like to. I'm curious because you say that you can't have firearms in the parking lot at school. I would sort of get that. It depends upon your state, but depending upon that, the inside of your vehicle is probably considered your domain. Like here in Iowa, it's exactly the same. I can be on school grounds inside of my vehicle with my firearm. But it has to stay inside of my vehicle if I get out of that vehicle.
Well, that all depends on the state's individual laws. Because I know here in Ohio, to go to the VA doctor, their parking lot, it states and they let you know you cannot have a firearm even in your vehicle in their parking lot. But when I went to school, we had gun racks and our guns were right there in our trucks and cars because we went hunting after school. And the principal put it out. Anybody wanted to store them in the office while class was in, we could. He said, just please make sure they're unloaded.
Well, yeah, but that back then you could leave them in your back window with your windows down and not worry about it.
Well, how many horse and buggies?
You didn't have
windows?
to try to slide your shotgun under your seat cover.
Yeah. Yeah, trucks didn't have rear seats back then.
True. That's weird to me. 4-door pickup trucks. Yeah.
SUVs with a too small of a bed now.
But, you think about it, it's funny. So before we had constitutional carry here, technically if you get in your vehicle and it's on you, you're concealed carrying. But if you go ahead and put it up on your dashboard, you're okay. Because it is an open carry state. But they don't want firearms displayed anywhere. So it's you give and take. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, because if enough people open carried their firearms and firearms were just displayed on a regular basis, it would become commonplace, and they don't want people to think that people should be allowed to just have guns on them whenever they feel like it. It's a way of chipping away and then demonizing demonizing the weapon.
Again, it's that conditioning process. People have been conditioned to follow a certain path. If everyone did what we were supposed to do and carry everywhere and an open carry no matter what, because by constitutional law, we have that right to do so. This wouldn't be the issue wouldn't be where we're at today.
We don't have no choice, Hobbies.
You're wrong. We do have a choice. That's the problem.
Hobbies was talking about us being able to afford to drive. Hey, he's got you there.
Driving driving a vehicle. We got to go to work so we can make more money to spend on gas.
Well, that's pretty much it. I basically work a second job to pay for gas.
Right. Vanessa, my thing is, I don't know what I just did.
No, Vanessa, you're right. It shouldn't stop at property rights.
Yeah, your vehicle is an extension of your domicile in the state of Georgia. And what I don't like about four-door pickup trucks, I don't really have anything against them, but the truck typically was the man's vehicle, the husband's vehicle. And if he wanted to take a friend, one, yeah, or his wife, one, okay. The thing about the pickup truck was to get away from all of that that's going on at home. You know, I got to take my truck, so I can't take the wife and the kids, right? That's a different time and a different place. In other words, the pickup truck in the traditional American family was an escape for the husband. Am I right?
I don't know. Dad always threw us in the bed of the truck.
You're still
Yeah.
not up there with him.
Yep. When the family had to go anywhere, mom got the seat and we got into the bed. Or if dad just didn't want any of us kids around, we were in the bed. Not allowed to do that no more, but really I think the crew cab truck truly came about because you were taking guys to the job site and taking your
Right.
truck. So picking up, you're picking up the rest of your drywall workers or whatever, and taking them to the job site in your truck. Where the king cab came from, that was lame. Had those stupid little drop down, feel like you're in a C-130 seat. Yeah, that wasn't great. But yeah, the 4-door, yeah, that came about from having to haul your crew to the work site.
The club cab just came about for wanting more storage room behind the seat.
So
Then
the
they
wife
got
could
the
put the
idea.
groceries there.
Then they got the idea we'll put some jump seats in the side of it for the little kids. No.
I don't like the thing I don't like about these 4-door trucks and all that. How are you supposed to reach the gun in your gun rack in the back? My arm ain't long enough.
That's why they're supposed to know how to shoot. I mean, the guy driving the stagecoach, he wasn't the one doing the damn shooting. You got to
Well-
have a passenger do that.
Well, obviously the
You
people
should
thinking
remember
about
that,
this
Daniel.
are not the people that are doing this are obviously not deer hunters. Like Jamie, can you reach all the way the back of that window in the back to grab your gun when you see that 30-point buck out there in the field?
Oh yeah.
But I don't hunt by truck. Even though
I
I am legally allowed to hunt for my truck now.
We can't do that. Garage Guy 879. I've got a 77 Chevy C10 with a 3 on the tree. Got the 305 little small V8. I really like that truck. And it's not a club cab. It's not a crew cab. I mean, hey.
Battlebean, get your ass in here.
Mario.
So,
Mario.
You white motherfucker.
whoa.
He's getting his tan on.
Yeah. And this really doesn't do it justice.
It really does, and he can get black. I've seen him black. He does get darker than Mario. He really does.
Right now, if I had that brown T-shirt on and held it up, my arm would disappear.
Garage guy, I wonder if mine's actually a 307 since yours was older than mine. The guy I got it from said it was a 305. I don't know. I don't know how to tell the difference.
Oh, Bulldog wasn't able to hear us most of the show. He's just been reading the side chat. Good,
Well,
good to have you aboard of the show now.
Since he can hear, hey Bulldog, what's up, buddy?
I'm not sure if I sent you a link, man. You're more than welcome on. Hang on.
Who's that, Bulldog or Mario?
Bulldog. I sent Mario one. I don't remember if I sent Bulldog one or not. Hold on. Thought I did, but maybe not.
Well, hey, Scotsman, I kind of noticed you're staying on late tonight.
Yeah, man. It's Freedom Week. I don't have to work.
Oh.
It's Freedom Weekend.
Yeah. Man,
I have to
if
go in-
you
I go
really
back
want to
to
make it,
work. I go back to work tomorrow night.
There's Rebel.
you really want to make it to where a millennial can't drive, you put a stick shift in it. You really want to make it to where a generation before that can't drive it, you put a 3 on the tree. Because they have no idea what the hell, how to operate a 3 on a tree.
Oh, you want to make it so these little millennials and whatever now coming out of school can't drive? Just flatten their tire.
Oof.
Very,
They don't even know how to change the
very-
tire.
Very few can drive a stick, let alone 3 on a tree.
Yeah, I was kind of amazed to find out that what they've got nowadays is commercial Class A driver's licenses, right? Where it's an endorsement on if you can drive a manual truck or not. That you have automatic licenses for commercial trucks, and then it's a separate deal if you can drive a standard transmission in a semi-truck.
Scotsman, why'd you kick Mari out so fast? Was he naked or
I
something?
didn't. And Bulldog, I replied to your email this morning, or yesterday, sorry. So you should have the link.
And that used to be what separated the men from the boys. When it came to driving trucks.
Well, when you've got 2 sticks and not 1, because most manual long haul trucks are 2 sticks, not 1.
Yep, and then they just changed that and put a toggle switch on it on 1 stick.
No, they
So
changed
people had
that.
no idea what the hell the toggle switch was for.
Hey,
Hi,
Mario.
boys. What's
Happy
going on,
Independence
everybody?
Day.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I just had food coma. I just made a bunch of carne asada and chicken and all that. Good times.
Don't get up.
I'm not. I'm comfy right now.
You look like a Pink
So
Floyd
what's going
song.
on, everybody? How y'all doing?
looks like you're chilling out, man.
chair?
He's comfortably numb.
Oh yeah. So, I'm
Look at
doing-
those fucking eyebrows, though. Look at those
What we
eyebrows.
Oh, Mario, you sent my wife for a tizzy on your comment about
On what?
pogies when you called them a
Pogues?
bunch of pogies. Yeah.
Pogues,
Oh,
not pogies.
yeah. She goes, "What do you mean by that?"
Not infantry.
Hey, Daniel, we got your best buddy over here. We got New York Outcast.
Yeah.
Hey,
Rob's a Glock lover.
What's up?
What up, fucker?
Just getting in from shooting.
Good deal, man. Did you make your Let Freedom Ring video?
Yeah, pretty much. Got a patriotic one coming up. Got a new cast member in the video as well. So all I have is raw footage at this point. So I literally just walked in the door. My feet are soaking wet. Yeah. But figure I at least pop on and say what's up, fuckers.
What is your house flooded or?
New cast
No.
New cast
I
member.
shoot out in the woods, so like the seasonal roads, all that type of stuff, and I guess you can say costume today required swimming shorts and sneakers. So
New cast member. What do you think? You got a full production going on over there?
well, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it, but bring a new person shooting. So
this fool thinks he's Spike Lee and shit, man. Go ahead with your best.
So he's out
Bring a
there
new
wearing
person,
swimming
dude.
trunks. You were out there wearing swimming trunks for this video?
yeah, they're my patriotic shorts, I guess you can say. So they're kind of like the blue with stars on them. So
So
everybody,
is your new
Was
cast
sparklers
member
coming
wearing a
out the
bikini?
backside or?
no, bikinis were a no-go, but I don't think my lady was approving that, but
So what you're saying
yeah,
is you had Rocky
nice
shorts.
female.
She wearing Daisy Dukes?
No.
You want to get your sub count up, man.
Daniel, you dirty old man.
You got to
I'm
become a
just
pimp.
honestly happy to get somebody new out. So I guess she shot a shotgun once. So, and after shooting, let's see, what she shoot, 4 or 5 guns. I'm not exactly sure. She loves the AR. She prefers that over a handgun. So, we got another one, basically.
Next thing you know,
Think
she's going to
she's,
have a gun safe.
Yep, I think she's liking it. She's not old enough yet, especially she would be, but the states now everything they're talking 21 or with permits. So I'm not sure how that's going with New York yet, but yeah, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be having her own.
Yeah, I wish you would have said that before I was running my mouth off. I thought, I was talking about someone our age out there.
Yeah,
see? Less
see,
is more,
Daniel,
less
the
is
guy
more.
you are.
Because everybody wants to see women in bikinis that are our age.
Mike, I don't do automatics, man.
Hey, dude, nobody wants to see the ARP calendar, right? Chill.
Hey, that's what we could do.
Yeah.
We can make a calendar for gals with our ARs all in banana hammocks and stuff.
Nobody wants to see that, Daniel.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody.
I don't know what the hell you've been drinking, Dave, but
Oh, good lord.
I just say, hey, don't picture this Mario in a banana hammock rocking a Daniel Defense AR-15.
you know I'd say that's sexy as hell. I don't know what you're talking about.
He'll be, hey,
rock-
Mario,
What?
you'll be
What?
May, man.
All you need is the eyebrows.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
even need an AR-15. You just got the eyebrows. Look at that.
Yeah, eyebrows. Dude, don't be hating on my Dracula eyebrows and shit. That's all good, baby. Don't hate because I got a little draconian fucking blood in me.
I'm gonna bail on you guys. I gotta go. deal with neighbors shooting fireworks, the dogs are going to be freaking. So
Later,
All right,
Jamie.
brother. Good
Yeah,
having
I
you.
feel
Good
you,
seeing
Take
you.
care, Jamie.
Yeah.
Happy
buddy.
Independence
Take
Day.
care.
Happy Independence Day to y'all. Scotsman,
Treason
thanks for
Day.
having me, brother.
Absolutely, brother.
Bye, guys.
So, what are your all plans for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow's gonna be just getting some stuff done before nightfall, and I'll get a little drunk because I don't do well with fireworks. But other than that, yeah, just chilling.
I'm up in the air at this point. The lady wanted to go to Jersey, but probably Seaside Heights or Wildwood or something. So we might do that, but it depends how long it takes for me to get this video up. And I'm checking in on a friend's cat that's down at Disneyland, so I gotta do that too. I don't know. So basically, I'm not sure. Either might stay local or end up in Jersey, probably Wildwood.
So, she basically wants you to go from one communist state to another.
That's fun down there.
And
The beach is fun.
hey, and in New Jersey, you can glow in the dark. Sweet.
Howdy, y'all.
Bulldog, what's going on, brother?
Not much. I just got back from my my nephew-in-law's 50th birthday celebration and his son's graduation from Duke. So,
Man, talk about putting all in one basket, huh?
yeah. So they had a big old party going on, and I couldn't hear a word of what was happening, but I could see the side chat. So I was reading the side chat. But now I'm where I can talk. I'm over at the house. We're staying at a girlfriend's house down in New Orleans. So
At a girlfriend's house? Let me
Yeah.
guess. You got enough girlfriends that they match how many tires you got on your car. You got four
well,
of them and
you
a
could
spare in case one blows up.
they used to call themselves the sister wives.
Man, what the hell y'all going on in New Orleans, man? Louisiana.
Oh man,
Man.
no, that a few of them are a couple of them are widows. One of them's husband wouldn't do anything with her, take her out or anything else, and plus my wife. So I was the stand-in husband and took them out on their birthdays, and I'll still do that. I take them out and get them flowers and cards, and they're just they're my wife's best friends.
That's good man stuff right there, boy. That's good man stuff.
Oh yeah. And I got to get away from. It's getting ready to get wild over here with the fireworks, and I'm just glad that I can kind of get away from it.
Apparently, we have a resident pimp in the house. So,
I wouldn't go there.
there we go. Nope, Fuzz says it. There you go. Fuzz has got
Pimping
it.
ain't easy, bro. Pimping ain't easy.
Okay, I'll take
You know,
this.
he drives a caddy.
Nah, I drive a Tahoe. Mo better.
Yeah,
He's
there
a,
you go.
he's a redneck pimp, dude. You gotta,
Yeah. And I live out in the country. I can't put a caddy in my driveway. I have to paint it camouflage.
All right. Well, we're starting to drop viewers pretty quick, and it's I guess there's a lot of fireworks going on around. So we'll start going through the room. Battle Bean, what you got, brother?
Nothing much with food coma, and I'm just here chilling. Appreciate the invite. You guys all enjoy your happy Treason Day, and be safe. Don't drink and drive, because that happens a lot during the holidays. So that's all I got. Take care.
Thanks, brother. Outcast, what you got, man?
I just say thanks for the invite. Sorry I'm late. I got a sale running over at R&L Displays if anybody's interested. You'll get $17.76 off. So something to consider. Other than that, thanks for having me, and everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend and Monday.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Bulldog, what you got, brother?
Hopefully this week I'll be finishing up with the A1, A2, whatever style you want to call it, lower. You saw the picture. I'm waiting on a couple more parts for it, and it should hopefully be finished by this time next week in its complete form, and hopefully sighted in as well. Other than that, thanks for having me, and God bless America.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Daniel, what you got, man?
Well, hey, I want to remind everybody at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, be on the lookout for hashtag Let Freedom Ring, because unless YouTube shadow bans all of them also, there's going to be a lot of them coming out. And thanks for having me on again here, Scotsman. I feel like the in-law that it's obligated to be here. And you know what? The pleasure is all yours. And Side Chat, you guys are rocking it. Much later.
It's always good having you, man. You're a brother, so you are more than welcome anytime. It's not the same with us.
He's not bad for a rental,
right? Right. He's not quite got the status you got. He's close, but not quite. Guys, we had a great chat. Lots of good conversation. Lots of good people out there. Lots of interaction in the side chat. I appreciate everyone out there. I hope everyone has a fantastic Independence Day. Remember what it's about. God bless America. God bless every one of you. And with that being said, I'm going to throw it over to Alan to take us out, right?
Yeah, and about stole my words identically, man. It just the hashtag Let Freedom Ring videos again, 5:00 Eastern Standard Time. Let's flood YouTube. Everybody have a safe but absolutely phenomenal Independence Day. But with that, I'm going to tell you one more thing to keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!